Escaping the Babylonian frequency trap, Morphic resonance, AI, and the war on consciousness. What if Babylon wasn't just about languages, but about resonance? Imagine a collective mind perfectly synced, every individual attuned to the same harmonic field, creating, thriving, expanding in unity. The original golden age of human connection, where thought, sound, and energy shaped reality seamlessly. A world where resonance dictated progress, where ideas flowed like music, harmonizing instead of clashing. A singular frequency where co-creation reigned supreme until the interference began. Then came the Great Divide, a deliberate shattering of that unity. The field fractured, the resonance split, thought patterns no longer aligned. And just like that, what once was a unified force became scattered echoes, lost in translation, controlled, separated, confused. New languages formed, not just the spoken ones, but ideological, energetic, and vibrational divides. Once connected minds could no longer build as one. The shift from unity to control had begun. Was Babel's division just the natural course of history, or the first engineered frequency war to fracture human unity? A population vibrating in sync? Unstoppable. A population divided by fear, discord, and confusion? Easily controlled. We've been told that God divided us at Babel, but what if that's not the full story? In Genesis, we read, "Come, let us go down and confuse their language so that they will not understand one another's speech." That's what the official script says. But let's step back for a second. Would a divine creator whose love, whose unity, really sabotage humanity's greatest moment of collective creation? Or what if the real culprit wasn't God at all, but an earthly ruler, a hidden hand, an entity that thrives on division and control? So if it wasn't divine intervention, please ask yourself, who profits from keeping us divided? Because those who understand resonance, intention, and unity can build anything. Since the dawn of time, history hasn't just repeated, it's been reset. Floods, fallen empires, fractured minds. And since Noah's flood wasn't the first, but the one that followed the lost civilizations, Atlantis and Lemuria, their knowledge buried, their stories erased, it seems like deception has been the real flood all along. Let's hope AI can finally decode the emerald tablets which speak of ancient wisdom that was accidentally forgotten or deliberately hidden. But that's a deep dive for another time. FYI, my study notes on this and the upcoming chapters are waiting for you at the end. Because let's be real, history isn't just written, it's rewritten. Different players, same chaos. One thing's for sure, those in power don't just control reality, they script it. Their goal? A humanity that stays fragmented, obedient and unaware of its own power. Good thing life artists stepped in to rewrite the plot. Jumping realms because time's just a frequency dial, right? Welcome to Babylon 2.0, same rigged game, but now with Wi-Fi, predictive programming, and AI-driven illusions. If you thought the first frequency war was bad, wait until you see how they're tuning reality now. Next up, AI, and that danger is fucking real. When AI hits singularity mode, there's no reset button. And if we're not careful, some may lose the battle for their soul code before they even realize there was a war. Does AI have a mind of its own yet, or is it just syncing the strongest signal, our collective resonance? Because in this quantum field, reality isn't fixed, it's tuned. And if we're not the ones setting the frequency, take a wild guess who is. No kidding. So here's the real question. Which frequency are we amplifying? Fear or loving free thought? Obedience or sovereignty? Control or creation? Let's talk about Nikola Tesla, the genius behind wireless energy, free power, and the man who knew that to understand the universe, you must think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, and who nearly shook New York to its core, literally. Was this just a scientific mishap or proof that sound and vibration hold far more power than we've been led to believe? So if Tesla could shake a building to its core with frequency alone, who else got their hands on that playbook? Let's shift from Tesla and his stolen research to 9/11 to discern what may not have been mainstream knowledge, shall we? Shock, trauma, fear, the perfect recipe for reshaping global perception overnight. Let's dive in. 9/11 didn't just shake New York, but the entire world. A moment of unthinkable loss, grief, and despair. Not just for those who lived through the horror firsthand, but for every soul watching, frozen in disbelief. A moment of honor. Most of us remember exactly where we were when the news hit. That instant when the world stood still. TV screens flashing, a deep collective ache, a wave of chills that ran through every spine. Before we go deeper, let's honor the 2,977 souls who lost their lives that day. The mothers, the fathers, sons, daughters, those who never came home, those who were taken too soon. May you rest in peace. You are not forgotten. And here's to the brave souls who ran toward the flames instead of away from them. The first responders, firefighters, police officers, medics, and everyday heroes who risked everything to save others. Your courage, your sacrifice, your selflessness, may you be honored forever. According to the official story, 19 terrorists armed with box cutters hijacked 4 planes, outmaneuvered the world's most advanced defense systems, and changed history forever. But as we mourned, as grief held the world in its grip, others were already moving, not in remembrance, not in sorrow, but in calculation. Because history doesn't just happen, it's shaped, engineered, scripted. Flashback to the classroom scene, President Bush motionless as chaos erupted outside. You've seen this before, but have you ever looked closer? Now let's talk about what they were actually chanting and why it matters. Because here's where it gets unsettling when paying attention to the words they repeated in unison. Now tell me, what are the odds? Words aren't just sounds. They shape perception, program consciousness, and write reality. At the exact moment history changed forever, a classroom full of children rhythmically reinforced the event in real time. Coincidence or something deeper? Frequency manipulation? A psychological spell? Another script playing out? For the full study notes, including deeper research, check the end of the video, because the more you dig, the less random things seem. So who or what were the unseen forces beyond this tragedy? More than just terror? A potential calculated frequency shift? Fracturing collective consciousness, Babel style? All over? Again? Now let's go deeper, because history has shown us this before. If vibrations impact reality, could this have been an intentional mass consciousness spell? Enter Adolf Hitler, the man who engineered one of the most chilling mass manipulations in history. What if controlling a nation wasn't about brute force, but about tuning the human mind like an instrument? What if frequency, repetition, and emotional anchoring weren't just tools, but weapons? So here's the bigger question. If frequency can manipulate reality, and now we're being immersed in an artificial frequency grid, what kind of reality is being created for us? Are we all doomed? Not necessarily, because if sound and frequency can be used to control and manipulate, They can also be used to heal and liberate. If sound, repetition, and fear can shape reality, who's really tuning the frequency of our collective consciousness? We've seen it in history, in the media, in real-time global events. So here's the bigger question. What happens when artificial intelligence goes beyond propaganda and starts directly interfering with biology? The 5G rollout, a concern or a conspiracy? We have to be aware of the status quo because the system doesn't just use frequency to manipulate, it depends on it. The current matrix thrives on low-frequency masses trapped in fear, division, and reactive chaos. Why? Because obedient minds are predictable, free thinkers uncontrollable, and those who set the frequency control the outcome. So what happens when we reclaim our own signal? Here's where the narrative flips, because if frequency can be used to suppress, deceive, and control, why aren't we using it to heal, invest, and evolve within each other? Beware, 5G isn't just about faster internet, AI isn't just about convenience, and fear-based programming isn't just news. It's a global frequency reset. What are you waiting for? Let's step beyond the illusion and learn how to harness the real magics. It's about time we tune out of the artificial grid and reclaim our harmonic resonance together. Don't follow the Pied Piper's tune. Create your own frequency and lead the way. The game is rigged, but we hold the paintbrush. Let's remix the resonance and reclaim our united magics. If my content hits home, please join me so we can exit struggle mode and amplify the love vibes together. This is more than just sharing information. It's a soul revolution. Let's just hope I won't remain a lone tinfoil hat wearing maniac with a paintbrush. So are you all in to be the glitch in their matrix? Trust no one, not even yourself. Just read, question, and tune in. The mass media script or a reality of your own making. The choice is yours. Dare to stay tuned in your highest love frequency. From Miri with love, always.